And just as a reminder, don't forget that I have a X account, Control Room X. Oh, I'm sorry, it's my Twitch channel. Conservative WTH. What the hell? It's my X channel, my YouTube channel there, and a Reddit channel where if you guys find videos you want me to react to, post them on there, and I'll use them on the stream. I will use them on the stream. The next one we're going to go to here is we're exposing the music industry. I have not watched this, but as a disclaimer, like this disclaimer on the screen, I don't pre-watch. A lot of these guys pre-watch videos, and they act accordingly. If you watch closely, you can see they pre-watch. But here we go. This one is 21 minutes long. We'll try to cut it short if we can, if we have to. But
Grammy is the only time that has happened in music history.
Milli Vanilli. I remember these guys.
Milli Vanilli.
In the late 1980s, Milli Vanilli was the band everyone was talking about.
Yep.
Milli Vanilli. Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli.
We're going to a Milli Vanilli concert.
But on July 21st, 1989, Milli Vanilli got caught lip-syncing on live television.
More embarrassment today for the pop singing group Milli Vanilli.
A lot of singers do that on stage, and normally it wouldn't be a big deal, but this time it was different. Because
back then, lip syncing was a big deal. If you went to concerts in the 80s and 90s, like these artists were literally singing their asses off, and they had to do a lot of cardio because like they weren't doing all these huge dance routines like you see now with Taylor Swift and all these other jackasses, but they would just stand at the mic and perform. They didn't have to do a dance routine or dress in revealing clothes, but nobody lip synced. These guys did. And when you find out what caused it, you're going to be like, wow, right? But it's funny because they're still loved till today. The songs that were made were great. Blame It on the Rain, Baby Don't Forget My Number. I mean, there were some good songs, but it was not them. Rob and Fab. It was not these guys.
Wasn't lip syncing to their own voices. They were just two dancers hired to lip sync to tracks recorded by professional singers.
Yep.
And now, you probably heard the story before, but here's the thing nobody is talking about. Some of today's biggest music stars are still doing exactly what Milli Vanilli did. They use ghost singers to record their tracks and pretend it's their own songs. So we dug deep into this story, and what we found was just shocking. Some of the most famous names in pop music are faking it, and yet nobody seems to care anymore.
Which is very common in the music industry.
Yeah, that's your music industry now. Yep. And this guy's channel is Asa Park. When you get a chance, go ahead and give him a sub and a like to the videos. But his channel name is Asa Park. So give him go over and check his channel out. He's got some pretty good videos on there.
Let me tell you a story.
In the end of 87, he has an idea, and I think maybe...
This is Frank Farian, a German producer who wanted to break into the American market in the late 80s. And he knew exactly what would sell. Young, attractive performers who could put on a show on stage. So he found two good-looking professional dancers, Rob Pilates and Fabrice Morvan.
Rob and Fab.
We're working on a project, and we're thinking that you could be good for it. If we were interested. Hell yeah, we were interested.
They had the moves, the look, the stage presence, everything you'd want from a proper pop star. There was only one tiny problem. They couldn't sing.
And I have to disagree with that because I can't remember which one it is. One of them, I think, passed away. I might be wrong. But the other one actually goes out now, today, and still sings. And he sings these songs. He actually sings really well. He's got a good voice. So one of them can actually sing, but I think the other one passed away. I might be wrong.
So Frank
we'll find out.
What he thought was a genius idea.
One click in my mind, and the crazy idea was gone. Yeah.
What if he hired professional singers to record the vocals? And Rob and Fab, well, they could just pretend to sing.
Rob turns to me saying, they don't want us to sing. They want us to lip sync the song. I'm like, what?
Since I'm an actor, an entertainer, he needed an act who poses as a singer. You know, he don't want us to sing. He never tried our vocals.
He brought in established session singers Charles Shaw, John Davies, and Brad Howell. These were professionals who would nail every note, hit every harmony perfectly, but they didn't quite have that look that Frank Farian was looking for.
Yeah.
So Farian made...
And I think these guys still go out and perform these songs, those three guys. They actually go out and perform these songs. There's videos of them on YouTube performing these songs.
Session singers would get paid well, but stay anonymous. Rob and Fab will become the faces. Let's just stay on Frank for a second, because this is important. Frank Farian is kind of a genius. And
Yeah.
I think you might have heard of him, because he'd already done something similar earlier.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, even though I consider him a scammer. Okay, I consider him a scammer. He scammed people. But it was genius. What he did was genius, and it worked for a while until people caught on. And you can only fool people for so long.
In Europe in the 70s and 80s with a band called Boney M. And with Boney M, it was actually Farian himself who sang on Boney M's original recordings, not Bobby Farrell, the frontman everyone saw performing. It was a huge, huge success. You probably heard of Boney M yourself. So
Nope.
when Frank set out to conquer America, he knew the formula would work. Milli Vanilli released Girl, You Know It's True and Blame It on the Rain. The songs became massive hits.
Yeah, he
For
did.
years, it worked perfectly.
Yep. And look at that. Go back.
Work.
Show that top 10
Milli
list
Vanilli
again.
Released Girl, You Know It's True and Blame It on the Rain. The songs became...
So look at who they beat out. So, again, these are two guys that did not sing the songs. They were just lip syncing. They beat out New Kids on the Block, Paula Abdul, Richard Marx, Tom Petty, Skid Row, and Fine Young Cannibals, who were hot back then. 1989. Those were all people who were hot. Some of the best you'll ever hear. But these guys killed them. And it was all fake. Imagine that.
Massive hits. For 2 years, it worked perfectly.
7 million albums sold. This year's Grammy for the best new artist.
Won Grammys.
Artists outside in the world who can achieve the same award that we achieved today. And it's an award for all artists in the world. Thank you very much.
Frank Farian was finally cracking the American market. Until that one technical error on July 21st, 1989.
Yeah.
The vocals that were being cued on the emulator started repeating.
Yeah.
80,000 people. Girl, you know it's girl, you know. You know, I couldn't repeat it 15 times. Girl, you know, it got obvious still. So I stopped, I panicked, I ran off stage.
Milli Vanilli turns out to be a lot of phony baloney.
Uno de los mayores escándalos discográficos en la historia del pop.
The aftermath was chaos. People were confused, suspicious, and demanding answers.
A California woman who bought the album for her son is suing to get a refund.
For months, they tried to stick to the story.
Do you want to get it on and tell me now to be your everything?
For the last year, they've been working on a new album, on the dance steps and on the singing.
But in November of 1990, Frank Farian held a press conference and dropped the bomb.
I think it's fair to show the real singer.
And just like that, it was all over. For the first time in history, a Grammy was being revoked. But the biggest toll fell on Rob and Fab. They weren't just cancelled, they were vilified.
Yeah.
Seen as immoral human beings who had lied to millions of fans.
A lot of your fans will be very
They took all the heat. It wasn't like the producers, everybody behind the scenes. And yes, they're guilty of this too. But these two guys took all the heat. All of the heat. And I'm telling you, if you have a chance, go search it on YouTube. But one of these guys actually is out there singing these songs today. Still today. And he sings pretty good. He can sing the songs pretty well.
that the only way you can explain the charade, the farce, the fakery of money.
It's not. This is fake. We
No
want to.
other reason. That's the only pressure that Fabian put on you was
Do
financial.
you live in a project? Did you live in a project?
The psychological toll was immense.
In order to cope with it, we got into the alcohol and the drugs. It was to numb ourselves and to be able to, like medication, self-medicating.
There was nothing to believe no more. For me, I lost the good, the innocence. Keine neue Chance, mich zu rehabilitieren. Und der Fabrice auch. Wir haben sehr darunter gelitten. Und von diesem Absturz habe ich mich jetzt bis jetzt immerhin noch nicht erholt.
Rob Pilatus struggled with depression and substance abuse. He died of an overdose in 1998.
He died
at just 32 years old. The Milli Vanilli scandal became a cautionary tale. Everyone thought this was an isolated case of fraud in the music industry, because in 1989, people still believed that what they saw was real. Authenticity in music meant everything.
Now, I don't know why he's showing Queen here and Freddie Mercury, because Freddie Mercury sang at every fucking concert. I don't know why he's putting him there, because don't put bad mojo on Freddie Mercury.
And this was my perception. Interesting story, but the music industry evolved, they learned, and surely this could be happening today. But as we kept digging, what we found completely changed the way I see the music industry today.
Once again, Ashley Simpson.
Oh my God.
23rd, 2000.
This is famous. So she sings the song, but she's lip syncing, and people want to hear live music. And this is famous from Saturday Night Live. And she did this here, and like the tape that was playing, it fucked up. And she looked like a fucking idiot.
For Saturday Night Live, Ashley Simpson is about to perform her second song of the evening. Then something goes wrong. All of a sudden, the wrong track starts playing, and she does that now famous awkward dance and walks off stage. Was this just an unfortunate incident of lip syncing gone wrong?
Yes.
Or was it something deeper? There's something about lip syncing that just feels wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we're being lied to.
Claims that Beyonce was actually lip syncing are now setting the internet ablaze.
When we see Beyonce sing during the inauguration, we expect her to be singing for real, right? And when we find out she's not, we feel betrayed.
I'm very proud of my performance.
And it's the same feeling that I have every time I hear about identity thefts.
1 in 10 American children is the victim of identity theft.
I just recently learned that there are companies called data brokers. But what they do is that they scrape your personal information, everything from your phone number to your email address to your home address even, and then sell it online to scammers and fraudsters.
There was somebody out there with my information and pretending to be me.
It is almost impossible to stop these data brokers unless you use Incogni. Incogni is a service that automatically contacts data brokers on your behalf and gets them to delete your data. And just imagine for a second how much time being victims of identity theft at least once in their life. So if you value property.com, wait, we're talking about
when I started doing.
Get back to the greatest scam in the music industry.
I froze when I started doing this, and I was like, okay, I think I've done the hoedown long enough. Maybe I should walk off.
Ashley Simpson or Beyonce weren't the only ones lip syncing. Artists have been lip syncing to their own voices for decades. The Beatles even did it on the Ed Sullivan Show. Artists did it all the time on MTV, because when you're dancing and flipping around with crazy choreography, it's nearly impossible to sing live perfectly when you're on live television.
Yeah, I agree.
Just think about those Super Bowl halftime shows. Hundreds of millions of people watch.
I mean, they did it on TV for a long time. They just play the song track and the artist lip sync. But there are a lot of artists that don't do that. A lot of artists that don't do that. And one of my favorite of all time would be Def Leppard or Bryan Adams, and they don't lip sync. They sing because they have good voices and they can actually perform. But some of these people, like, their whole career is based around automation and how much computers can make their voice sound great. And then when you go sing live, they sound like shit. and that's why they have to lip sync.
The stakes are huge, so most performances actually do use a lot of lip syncing, and a lot of artists actually do get caught lip syncing.
Crazy rumors I keep hearing about myself. Like that I can't perform without lip syncing.
Britney Spears.
Which is not true. See, when I appeared on the Grammy Awards and sang Baby One More Time, I mean, I had some backup singers doing the harmonies, but I sang all the lead vocals live.
But it was Ashley Simpson's SNL moment that went viral. She got mocked mercilessly.
Family Guy.
Went from being a rising star to a national joke almost overnight. She had to apologize publicly.
I handled it calm, but like when it happened, I was definitely like crying, and my dad was like, "Come on, baby, get yourself together."
Appearing on shows to explain herself.
Like, I feel so bad. My band started playing the wrong song, and I didn't know what to do, so I thought I'd do a hoedown.
And in the beginning, she was just pretending that it was funny and
okay.
She didn't care, but it didn't help. For some reason, people just felt betrayed. The incident followed her for years, and unfortunately, it has wound up becoming the defining moment of her career.
Doing this, like, I don't know how to do that. For me, it was the most humbling experience of my life, because the whole world thinks everything that you just put your heart and soul into writing.
We're so heartbroken for you. We feel so bad for you. Oh my God, Ashley, like, honey, we love you. It's okay. You scammed, you lied, and you lip synced. It's okay, honey. It's all right.
It's a joke.
Yet even with all that backlash, the scandal blew over relatively quickly compared to Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
Within a year, she was back performing. We all moved on, because by 2004, the music industry had fundamentally changed. Probably best illustrated by one music production effect.
Auto-tune.
Auto-tune.
Yep.
Auto-tune and other tuning plugins became the #1 weapon of choice for singers. It helped them stay in key. Some criticized it as...
And that's what all these rappers use, and I'm glad he used this picture here. But it's all what all the rappers use. It's all auto-tune to make them sound better. And then they just started deforming it to the point where it's like it's unhearable. It's unlistenable. You can't listen to it because it's so awful. And these people cannot sing or talk or rap or do anything without sounding like shit unless they have the auto-tune.
It's a crutch for bad singers, but it was also a creative tool. The artist was still the one singing, still performing. It was their voice, heavily processed.
So the tuning is really, really fast. So we've heard it as a long performance, now we've got the effect on.
Good luck doing that live.
But here's what auto-tune and other easily accessible audio plugins really changed. Power dynamic. Before these tools, the artist was essential. You needed someone who could actually sing. But now, producers could take on a wider range of singers and still make them sound good.
Someone singing, maybe some notes slightly out of tune, our computer program can actually change that bit back in tune and give you a perfect take after the event.
The producers got more power. Artists became more of a tool for the producers to use rather than the other way around. What Milli Vanilli did, using completely different voices. Surely, that never happened again in the music industry.
The OG of auto-tune, even though it didn't exist then, and they didn't use it, but these guys were the OG of scams. How much can you blame Rob and Fab for what they did, as opposed to the producer and everybody involved? The guys who actually sang the songs, they knew what was going on. They should also be hammered too. But anything today, like music today, is so bad. It's so awful. And you have to sit there and think, like, how many new songs can you make after all these years? Like, you're singing about the same shit over and over again. Someone breaks your heart. Someone stole your truck. Someone killed your dog. Right? Fuck the police. Like, how many times can you make a song about this? Right? I'm surprised by this day and age that we haven't run out of new content. But it just keeps being rewashed and rewashed.
At least that's what we thought, until we found some shocking evidence that proved us wrong.
Okay. Oh, it goes deeper. Let's go.
This is Jennifer Lopez at the 2019 Grammy Awards.
Fuck J-Lo.
Platinum recording artist, global superstar, someone who's built an empire on a music career. She's not actually singing on many of her biggest hits. And this isn't speculation, it's well documented and reported within the music industry. The problem is just that most people don't know about it. Let's look at the evidence. We can start with the song Play. This song was originally recorded by Christina Milian in 2000. Milian wrote it, recorded it, and it was supposed to be her single. But the label took Milian's vocal performance and gave it to Jennifer Lopez.
Producers tell me, oh, Tommy Mottola's coming in, and he's gonna listen to some music. He hears Play, loves it, and he's like, I want this as her single. I recorded the original demo. A month later, Tommy Mottola gets it for Jennifer.
Then there's I'm Real and Ain't It Funny. Ashanti has claimed for years that she performed lead vocals for both massive J-Lo hits. Not background vocals, the lead vocals. The pattern goes beyond just a few songs. Several industry insiders are claiming the same thing, that Lopez's actual vocal contributions to her own albums are minimal.
And I'm glad we're exposing J-Lo, because she is one of the most piece of shit people on this planet. But it's funny because if you've seen the pattern over the last few years, some of the biggest piece of shit people on the planet have the most money. That it's true. It's true. And it should be pissing you off. Because you and I, we went to work every day for 30, 40 years, and we have a small fortune. Not even a fortune. We have a small savings to try to ride out the rest of our lives. But these people live their lives making millions of dollars and will live comfortably forever by faking it. I wish there was a way we could take their money away from them. There's no way. But you can stop them from getting money today. And that's how? By not listening.
And here's what's fascinating. It's not really a secret.
Mariah says she often sleeps just 3 hours a night. When told Lopez claimed to get 8, Mariah said, quote, if I had the luxury of not actually having to sing my own songs, I'd do that too.
Oh, hammed.
For years. The information is out there. Yet
she got hit hard.
Continues to be celebrated as we call.
Mariah Carey hit her hard on that one.
She's been a judge on American Idol, for Christ's sake.
I love working creatively together with other people, but I'd never thought about being a judge, so this was all a big surprise for me.
Evaluating other people's singing. She headlines tours and festivals where people are paying a lot of money to hear and see her perform. And her fans, well, many of them know. Social media is full of discussions about Lopez's use of ghost singers. The information isn't hidden. And this creates a weird situation, because Jennifer Lopez is essentially doing exactly the same thing Milli Vanilli did, building a career on other people's voices. I guess the difference is just the execution and the era. Selena Gomez has faced questions about her actual vocal contributions. Industry insiders suggest much of the
You don't dare go after Selena Gomez. Oh my God.
Here involves significant help from uncredited singers. The same even goes for Britney Spears during her peak years. And these are just the cases we know about. How many other artists are using ghost singers without any acknowledgement? When Milli Vanilli was exposed, it was a scandal that destroyed careers. But when pop stars do it today, it's barely news. So I guess the question is, what changed? Why did Rob Pilatus and Fab Morvan get destroyed for doing exactly what Jennifer Lopez has built her career on?
Yeah, I understand. I really understand them. I have to say, I understand them.
In the late 80s, fans knew Milli Vanilli through music videos and occasional TV appearances. The relationship was distant, so when the music turned out to be fake, there was nothing else to sustain the connection. Jennifer Lopez, on the other hand, has over 200 million Instagram followers. They see her working out, her family moments, her daily life. Her fans feel like they know her personally.
Pretty, I'm saying you're used to seeing me kind of like the little old lady at home, and then when I get up and start dancing, you're like, oh, right, I forgot she can dance.
And I feel like this should not be a thing. And I get it. Today is the age of the internet. And it ruins all kinds of things. It takes away the mystique. It takes away the kayfabe. Just like with WWE, with wrestling. Back in the day with wrestling, you didn't know anything about the wrestlers. Only what you saw on TV in their matches. They were acting. And then today, have wrestlers with Instagram channels, TikToks, YouTube channels. They do podcasts, and you see them as normal human beings with their real names instead of their character names. So it destroys that whole image that's supposed to be created. So WWE and wrestling is ruined for anybody who sees that. Same thing goes with music. Like, my favorite artist of all time is Bryan Adams. But do I go visit his socials? No, I don't go to his. If he has an Instagram, a Facebook, a TikTok, an X channel, I don't know about it. If he does, he does. I don't know. I don't go look at it. I just want to listen to his music. I don't fucking care about his life. I love his music. So the same thing goes with J-Lo. Like, we don't give a shit about your Instagram and your life with your kids, because all you're doing is you're flexing how much money you have and how beautiful and great your life is and how you don't have to do anything. Meanwhile, all of us have to get up and do an 8 to 10 hour job every fucking day, 5 days a week, and we don't make shit, right? That's why I don't like this shit. I think it's stupid.
Connected to someone's personality and brand, thus the credibility of their work matter as much. But I think it's deeper than just social media. Look at what happened in the 2010s. A new type of superstar emerged and started to dominate the charts. Avicii, Calvin
Fucking
Harris,
DJs.
Guetta. They're producers. They don't sing on their own songs, and everybody knows it. So what happened in the 2010s was that the producer became the artist. The singer became more of an accessory, the face of the brand, but that's not all. The average hit song today has like 10 writers and 4 producers. And when the song credits look
Good
like
Lord.
a Marvel movie end credit, why is the voice sacred? People couldn't care less about who writes or who sings. They care about the song, the celebrity, the icon, the personality. Authenticity became irrelevant. And it's not just music. Our entire culture shifted. In 1990,
You know, one thing, there's a few things I don't give a shit about when it comes to music. I don't give a fuck who wrote it. I don't give a fuck who produced it, directed it. I don't give a shit about all these fucking names. All I care about is the artist, right? Who sang the song. That's what I care about. And when you start throwing all this shit out, the collaborators, all the writers, who cares? Nobody cares. And if there's anybody that's sitting there waiting after the song to read all those names, you're a fucking idiot. You're a loser. You're a retard. You're an absolute retard for being reeled in to look at all that. I couldn't name one. The only producer I remember from the 80s and 90s is Robert John Mutt Lang. That's the only guy I know. Just because he was very famous. Def Leppard, Bryan Adams, AC/DC, he helped other people. But just to name a few. So I know that guy's name. And because he was married to Shania Twain, a very popular country artist back in the 90s. Maybe the early 2000s. But he's right. Nobody gives a shit about these people. We just want to hear the song and then fucking move on to the next song, right?
That what we saw was real. We believed in authenticity because we hadn't yet learned to question it. And the Milli Vanilli scandal hit at the worst possible moment, because that was the exact moment where culture turned against polish and perfection. Grunge was about to explode. MTV was launching
Nirvana.
The real world. Compare that to today, where being real can actually hurt your career.
Yeah.
This is not what I look like right now. This filter should be illegal. Here's the real me.
People on social media use filters to make themselves look completely different than they actually are.
Makes me look like a better person. So it's like, I don't know, sucking my face up that way or that way. You know, like, it doesn't matter as long as there's something there.
Music is tuned and quantized. Advertising no longer reflects the actual products we're buying. And I know what some of you might be thinking. I have friends who tell me that, why do you care? Their argument goes something like this, that music's core purpose is to move people, create joy, provide connection. And if a Selena Gomez concert accomplishes that, does it really matter if she's lip-syncing to someone else's voice? We've never had a problem with this in other entertainment industries. In
Sound of Music.
musicals, actors have lip-synced to professional singers' voices for years.
Yeah, you can't say that because in Sound of this, if you go back, this right here, The Sound of Music, that's Julie Andrews. She could literally sing. So yeah, for a film, I get it. You're lip syncing to what's being sung because you record these songs in advance and then you film the scenes, and she lip syncs to that. But she could literally sing. She didn't need auto tune. She didn't need any computer. This is back in the fucking 60s. You didn't need any kind of graphics or enhancement to make her sound good. I'm okay with movies. And then he goes on to what? Grease? Fucking Grease? So you have Olivia Newton-John, who could sing her ass off, and John Travolta actually could sing. He could actually sing. So in Grease, that song at the end, the one, what is it called? The One That I Love, whatever it's called. They're both singing that. It's not somebody else singing that. But yeah, for the movie, you're going to lip sync to it because you're moving around. And if you do it live, then you're going to have a lot of heavy breathing. But you cannot use The Sound of Music or Grease in this.
Voices for years. Considered this deceptive.
But that wasn't ever particularly talked about because Hollywood didn't want to destroy the illusion.
No. No, you see, you cannot fuck with Grease because that was literally John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John.
AI content and social media manipulation. Why is music the one area where authenticity should still matter? Maybe getting shocked and upset about ghost singers is like being shocked that Marvel movies use CGI. Of course they do. Maybe I have to look at it more as I look at professional wrestling. I know it's fake, but I love the spectacle anyway. But I just can't accept that. And here's why.
Johnny Cash.
Old pirates, yes they rob us.
This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about authenticity. When I hear Johnny Cash, I know it's him. There's just something in his voice that cannot be faked.
100%.
The travel, the pain, the lived experience. Adele, Freddie Mercury, Kurt Cobain, these voices are fingerprints. So when I see Jennifer Lopez on stage and hear someone else's voice, what am I actually experiencing? When I listen to Milli Vanilli, who am I really connecting with? The promise of music has always been simple. This person singing these words, sharing their voice with you, and when that basic contract gets broken, when the person you see isn't the person you hear, we lose something that goes way deeper than just entertainment.
Yeah, and it's really a connection, man. Like when you listen to your favorite artist's CD or cassette tape, record, however old you are, you connect with that artist and what they're writing, and you almost feel like what they're writing and singing literally happened. And it relates to something that happened to you. That's why you love the song so much. Today, like, I don't know how anybody relates to anything because I just think it's all garbage and they just produce all kinds of shit just to produce something. They throw shit out there and it doesn't relate with anybody. It certainly doesn't with me. That's why people in my age group in the 50s, my 50s, still kind of probably their song list on iTunes or whatever is majority from the day when they were younger. Because those songs were real. They sing them live. And it's real. It's real. It's good shit. As opposed to today, where it's all just people writing songs just for writing songs, throwing lyrics together, giving it to someone to sing, and they go perform it. There's no meaning behind it like it did back then.
But here's what really bothers me. We've normalized this loss of trust. We live in a world where models don't look like their photos.
Yep.
Where influencers present lives that don't exist.
Yep.
Politicians sell visions that bear no resemblance to reality.
Yep.
Where everything is filtered, processed, optimized for consumption. And I can speak for myself. Somewhere along the way, I just stopped fighting back. I accepted that authenticity is old-fashioned, naive, unrealistic. And the Milli Vanilli scandal happened at a moment in time when we still believed things could be real and should be real. We're discovering that something was fake actually mattered, but that innocence is lost. We've become so accustomed
Fucking
to
J-Lo.
that we stopped expecting the truth. Milli Vanilli didn't just expose a scandal in the music industry, they exposed a turning point in our culture. The moment when we decided that feeling real was good enough, even when it wasn't real at all.
So, I mean, that's a good video. That's a very good video. He did a great job with that. So, again, his name is Asa Park. 121,000 subscribers. Man, give him a sub. Go check out his videos. Give him a like. Man, that was a very well done video. Very well done video. He did a great job. Very good production with him as well. I feel great having watched that, and I've learned a lot just from watching that. So that's a good inspirational video. So give that guy a sub, Asa Park, ASA space Park, P-A-R-K. Go give him a sub and give him a like.